Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 5 of the Battleship Brawls, Season 4. We've still got the HMS Overlord by Thompson as the active combatant here. We'll be facing off against the Not a Witch by Local. And, I'm not entirely sure I believe the name of this vessel. It might have something to do with the little witch hat. I don't know, maybe, possibly. But I think we're being lied to. We'll just have to see, though. Even the smoke coming out of the funnel is green. Totally not a witch. Totally not a witch. Ooh, got a huge battery of propellers back here in the JBGs. Very, very small, compact vessel. Like it's maybe a little over a third, just under a half the size of the Overlord. Be very interesting to see how this plays out. Little control station up there. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 main guns with 2 barrels each. That's 8 cannons, and then 2 secondary guns with 2 barrels each. I imagine these are significantly smaller, but well, you know what? Let's. Oh, do those even shoot? I'm not even sure that those shoot. No, those are actual guns. They're probably just out of range. They're a small gauge, so they don't have as much muzzle velocity. So the Not a Witch will have to get closer. Not a witch. Totally not a witch. Not a witch at all. Totally. We've got some, you know, the green on the hull and everything. A little hard to see the bow there with the explosion. We saw it earlier. Even, like, I don't know if it's just because of the whole Not a Witch theme, but the bow even kind of reminds me of like a witch's hat, sort of. But that could totally just be my brain filling in the blanks because, you know, it's been prompted. The human brain does silly things like that. Anyway, the first volleys are on their way, so let's get this battle underway and see what happens here. They pass each other in the air. See how the Not a Witch fares first. Oh, it's got some acceleration, so it managed to dodge the first volley from the Overlord. The Overlord, however, not quite so lucky. Took a hit. That's a pretty big chunk of the Overlord blown out there. Nothing important hit so far, but that's still significant damage. Those guns are no joke. Yeah, they're doing significant damage to the Overlord. Knocked it down to 97.6% with 2 volleys, and yet you can see those secondary guns lobbing shells up now. Super high arcs. Probably not going to do a whole lot, though. Ooh, those rear guns getting penetrated. That rear turret is completely disabled. Lost everything there. I don't think any of those barrels are actually going to be able to fire. Significant damage. Let's check on the Not a Witch. Looks like it took a hit from to the side there, but nothing. Oh, it's just repaired. Ooh, that got deep though. That shell. You see that shell explode like right in the middle of the ship in here? Oof, that's rough. And it looks like, did this gun get damaged maybe? The barrels look smaller. The front cannons are got some. Oh, this one's a little bit damaged. That one's also got a damaged barrel. Not a Witch is doing fine on HP, but uh-oh. It's dead in the water. I wonder if that set like that deep amidships penetration we saw there. Oh, there it goes. It just kicked back on. I was wondering if maybe that hit an engine or possibly knocked out an AI or something. But that was a pretty rough hit. The Overlord is taking quite a beating. The guns on the Not a Witch are able to rip out very large numbers of blocks every time they hit. And oh, that was a shot straight to that gun. Lost 2 of its barrels. The third one might still be functional, but it looks like it may be damaged if it is functional. I'm not entirely sure. No, it's still firing. Not a Witch turning, facing broadside, taking some hits. Ooh, that's not gonna feel good. Oh, yep, that knocked out a gun. I'm not surprised by that. Not a Witch's guns doing significant damage to the Overlord. Overlord's down to 89%. But the Not a Witch, but the Overlord has evened things up just simply by merit of having redundant cannons. The Nauto Witch has lost a lot of its firepower. Like, both of its front cannons are gone. One of its rear cannons are gone. One of its secondaries are dead. All it has left is one secondary and this main gun right here, which, ooh, the explosion just ripped off a little bit of the armor there. Oh, those shells are a really dangerous location. They penetrate too deep, that gun's gonna go down. And the Nauto Witch's chance of victory dropped to 0. Right now, it's still a very even match. Nauto Witch taking a lot of hits, but not overly affected by each individual one. It's just a... Ooh, that shot went right into that turret. That's another gun on the Overlord down. Oh, look, well, but it still has like 3.5 left. And it looks like the Nauto Witch's gun might only have one barrel left on it. And the Overlord has taken the lead by 2% here. Like, uh-oh, the Nauto Witch is in trouble at this point. Oh no, its gun just lost that barrel. Is it still functional? I'm not sure if that turret's still... Oh. I don't know if that turret's still functional. It is not. It reloaded, but it did not fire. Uh-oh. That's bad news for the Nauto Witch. It has no operable weapons left except maybe this secondary gun, which isn't even trying to aim. And it just lost a barrel. Nauto Witch's guns are quite potent, though. Like, there's only 8 of them, but this is like... I think this is the most damage we've seen the Overlord, except when it was destroyed by the Tennessee. I could be wrong about that, but it definitely feels like that's the case. The Nauto Witch is just... It's out of materials. It doesn't have any functional weapons left. The Overlord is still quite capable of steering and keeping itself from going out of bounds. And it has the firepower to keep pounding things away. Plus it has a 5% lead. But it put up one heck of a fight. Like, it did not go down easy. It's just as soon as it lost its guns, it just... Like, I think if its guns were to stay alive, like if it still had 2 of its guns alive at this point, it very well could beat the Overlord. Because the Overlord takes some serious damage from the hits of these guns. But, you know... That is the downside of a small ship like this, is that the guns are close together, and it's quite easy to lose multiple of them really quickly. Plus, the Nauto Witch was seemed like it started out fairly quick. It has a lot of propulsion, so I don't think it's not slow. And that was doing it some good early on too. It was causing a lot of misses from the Overlord at the start of the battle. Once the Overlord started landing hits, it just did not take long. Just saw that funnel get blown to pieces there. But it did not take the Overlord long to knock out the guns once it started landing hits. secondary gun's aiming. It actually fires. Okay, I was actually getting ready to call this, call this match in favor of the Overlord because the Not a Witch like just couldn't fight back. But if it's actually going to keep up the fight, you never know. As long as it is, actively participating in the battle and not just being a punching bag, I'll let it keep rolling. But I don't think that one little secondary gun is going to do enough to swing this back in favor of the Not a Witch. Like, let's be honest here. Like, even if it hits, like, yeah, look at how little damage it did. And it even stopped firing now because its own superstructure is in the way. Did it just shoot between the two pieces of superstructure there? That's some ballsy gunnery. Oh, and nope, it's still functional. A little gun that could. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought those were going to come in and smash it. But no, it's still alive for now. Pew! Pew! Basically shooting spitballs, but oh, coming in for a ram. This could do something. Wham! The bow of the Not a Witch slams into the Overlord and doesn't really do much. Just kind of pushing the Overlord now. Uh-oh. Did the secondary get killed? I think the secondary may have gotten knocked out. That or the AI is currently aiming at a block that it can't aim at. No, there it goes. Pew! Not a Witch down to 68%, Overlord at 89%. Uh-oh. Well, looks like that secondary is... Yeah, it's still aiming. Wow, it's, I think it just shot its own bow there. Pretty sure it just shot its own bow. But whoever's aiming this gun, it's like giving zero fucks. Oh, looks like they've broken away. No longer ramming. Another little pew of a hit on the deck of the Overlord there. Oh. Overlord responds with, a battery of much bigger, more powerful guns. Like, that didn't even look like it. It like knocked off like that one block there. Yeah, those secondaries aren't doing much. I think they're mostly for show. We are down to the last, 35 seconds of the match here. And if nothing else, the Not a Witch seems like it's going to be able to go the distance at the very least, even if it's not going to win. Yep, time is going to run out. And that is the end of the match. That last show was just a tiny bit short of hitting, but it doesn't matter. Because that is a 23% lead. Exactly, 23%. which makes the Overlord by Thompson the victor by decision, basically. Overwhelmingly so. Like it started out close, but then it just kind of turned into just like the Overlord just overpowered the Nautilus after the first like 3 minutes of the battle. But the Nautilus put up a good fight, good enough that, you know, if things go a little bit differently with RNG this time, it could win. Let's go ahead and get round 2 underway and start out, find out, see what happens. That first volley is on target. Ooh, and I think it just hit a gun too. No, I think it went. Oh, did it punch in through there, penetrate back here, and then blow up and not manage to? Oh no, it looks like it did damage a barrel. Possibly. We'll check the Nautilus. We got some time slowing down there. A little bit of a frame drop. If it would just turn broadside, bring all your guns to bear at once. Come on, what is it with ships not wanting to go broadside? Like, bring all 4 of those, like, half of your armament is winning against the Overlord. If you would just turn broadside, at least broadside enough that, you know, your rear guns can get into the fight too. Do so much more damage, so much more quickly. Oh, and as soon as that gun got into the fray, it took a hit, and its turret cap is popped off. GG. Oh, that secondary just took a hit. Or at least there was a hit near it. It doesn't look like it actually did anything to it. Both of the secondaries are still there, and it looks like one of the 4 main guns. Oh, that rear gun is the rearmost gun is finally getting itself into the main. No, don't turn right! Why are you turning right? There you go, turn left, bring that cannon to bear. Keep it firing. The Nautilus is actually doing worse this time than it did in the first round. The Overlord isn't doing much better, but the Nautilus is just, well, it just dunked some shots into the water, completely missed. But it's just not landing the hits like it was before. Oh, that shell, you saw that it penetrated in and then ricocheted off the internal armor. Punched out the back and then detonated on top of the deck. That gun is very lucky to be alive after that. Oh, rear gun took some barrel damage. Are those? I think that's heavy barrel, isn't it, on the end? This is why you don't put the heavy barrel on the end. Because it just... That one piece of motorized barrel got sheared off, and now you lost all of that heavy barrel. Yeah, the Nautilus is not faring as well this time. Down to 86%. It is repairing quite quickly, but the Overlord's damage output is more than enough to overwhelm repair bots. Oh, looks like the rearmost gun has been disabled completely. The front gun still has a single barrel, but that's it. And it has not done as much, anywhere near as much damage to the Overlord's armament as it did in the first round. So I'm not sure it'll go the distance. In fact, has it done any damage to the Overlord's armament? I don't think it has. Like actual damage, like affecting the operation of the gun. Oh yeah, this barrel right here, right, is damaged. everything else is fully functional. I'm not sure the Nada Witch is going to be able to survive till the end this time. Oh, and that front cannon just took a hit. Oh, it's still functional. It's still firing, but it lost some gauge. Pretty sure. I think that barrel looks smaller than it did a minute ago. And even smaller now because it took another hit. Oh, this secondary's been destroyed. This secondary is damaged. I don't know if it's still functional or not. Looks like it is, but it's just out of range. There it goes, back in range. Ooh, shells raining in on the Nada Witch. It's taking some heavy hits. It's about to run out of materials, so its health will start falling a lot faster once it can't repair anymore. Getting absolutely pummeled. Looks like it's going in for another ram like it did in the first one. I don't think it's going to be able to catch the Overlord from this position, though. There's not really anything the Nada Witch can do to win at this point, except maybe try to, you know, hold the Overlord underwater and drown it. But I'm not sure it's even capable of that. The Overlord is very buoyant with its primarily It's not doesn't look like it's primarily wood, but it has a lot of wood with like the deck, and it's just big and open, and it's not going to be an easy ship to make sink. Now it's just kind of running away. But you know, in like a real life fight at this point, running away would probably be a smart idea. It's like, okay, we've lost. It's time to just try and save as much of the ship and crew as I can. Because there's like literally nothing the Nada Witch can do at this point. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I was about to be like, uh-oh, those are JBGs. I thought they were sideways propellers for a second. And I was gonna be like, how did I miss that? But no, they're JBGs, so it's all good. I love how the Witch Hat is, well, mostly surviving. It does have a little bit of a hole through it. Uh-oh, Nada Witch is actually getting DQ time. It sailed too far away. Oh, the Overlord is as well. Uh-oh. And they're actually kind of tied as far as DQ time is concerned. Overlord's turning pretty hard, though. The question is, will it be able to bring itself about in time? And are they perfectly... I think they are perfectly even in DQ time. Yeah. Which means they were both sailing away when they hit the threshold of 2 kilometers. But they also had time for the start. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! The Overlord's still getting DQ time. The Not a Witch is not. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Boom! The Not a Witch actually managed to win because it turned. It turned in time to stop losing DQ time, while the Overlord did not. Wow. So we're actually going to a round 3. And here I was thinking that that wouldn't be a possibility, that the Overlord had enough turning power, but apparently not. So the Not a Witch gets another chance. We'll see how this battle goes. Let's get it underway. I am very eager to see how this goes. If the Not a Witch would just turn broadside now. Just start turning to the left right now. Yeah, there you go. Do that. Oof, those shells got awfully close, but did not land. Yeah, just turn left. Bring those rear guns to bear. And then you have a chance. Otherwise, you're screwed. Unless the Overlord gets itself disqualified again. Not a Witch has taken a light hit. The Overlord's actually full health. Not a Witch has not landed any shots on it yet. Looks like it's aiming towards the back. There we go. There's some shots going in. Right on that turret. That turret has got to be dead. Oof, it actually knocked out like 1.5 turrets. That's what you got to do if you want to win, Not a Witch. Otherwise, you know, you're done. Why did you turn back? Use your rear guns. What are you doing? Oh, well, now you can't use that one. It just got hit. Now it's turning to, you know, fire, but it's like, it's wrecked. It's not going to be able to shoot. No way that thing's still functional. And the barrel just fell off. Ooh, did that shell actually hit, or did it? Yeah, it looks like it did. It got in the, ooh, deep in the bottom, in the belly of the Not a Witch. Which has oh, that's the gun that's already knocked out, so that's not too terribly bad. But this gun it's got some holes in the armor protecting it. It's not going to be able to take that many more hits in that area without losing the gun. Just lost a barrel. Both of the front guns have barrel damage on their left barrel. Meanwhile, let's check on the Overlord here. That rear gun is absolutely shredded. These front 2 turrets are badly damaged. This turret lost a barrel, but I don't know. Nope, it looks like it has gauge damage. It is non-functional. But it still has 3 other guns that are still in full condition. And that is the Overlord's strength, is just having so many guns that even if you land a hit on, you know, 2/3 of its armament, it still has plenty of firepower to fight back with. Overlord's down to 94%. Not a Witch is at 90%. Not a Witch is behind in hit points. Oof, that... Oh no, that might take out that gun. Oh, it looks like the armor absorbed it enough. Yep, that gun's still functional. Well, you hit a gun. You hit a gun, Not a Witch. Just, unfortunately, that gun was already, you know, offline. So, not that helpful. Oh, looks like the Not a Witch completely lost this gun. It's been blown off entirely. This gun is, I'm not sure, is that still functional? Oh, now that gun's been blown off entirely. Well, the right barrel of that front gun is still functional. I'm not sure about the left. Oh, I just noticed the Nautilus is not moving. That's bad news. Oh, there it goes. It got itself underway again. Probably took engine damage and repaired it. But it would not be a bad idea for the Nautilus to just hang a heavy left and then broadside the Overlord from behind. Because then, like, only a few guns would be able to reach it. It would also put it in a good position to knock out the guns that are still functional. But, you know, instead it's turning to the right and just squaring off with the Overlord, which is not going to go well for it. Especially with this rear turret just not even aiming. It's just not in the firing arc. Oh, and that shell just blasted the turret. Is that barrel? Yeah, I was gonna say, that barrel looked like it was sheared off, but it wasn't falling off there for a moment. Why are you so dead set on pointing your bow at the enemy, Nautilus? No, I don't think the Nautilus is going to be able to pull this one off unless the Overlord sails out of range again. I don't even think that rear gun is functional. Because it could aim it. Oh, there it goes. Did that shell just bounce off? That shell just bounced off of the Overlord's armor. That's impressive. Isn't that wood? Yeah. Wow, that was a heck of an angle. Which is firing away with its single cannon. Oh, that was a pretty good shot. Oh, it looks like this barrel on the front gun here is still working. That shell just ricocheted off of the... That must be from a damaged barrel or something. That gun must be damaged for it to ricochet off like that. Well, I don't think it matters because I think all of the guns are done. Oh, this barrel is aiming right here. Well, trying to. It does not seem like it's all that capable. Here's the thing. If the Nautilus keeps turning left like this and basically sails straight away from the Overlord, it might be able to trigger the Overlord's disqualification again, like it did in the previous round. But it's also really low on health and out of materials to repair with. It only has 4 minutes to work with. The Overlord could also possibly just keep, like, it's already turning, like it's continuing to turn. I wonder if that the second round there, if it had maybe taken some damage to its propulsion. Oh, it actually lost a turret cap. I think it's the first time we've seen that. Except maybe, you know, against the Tennessee. Nautilus down to 70%. It's staying afloat nicely though. It like It does not care that it is taking damage. It just keeps floating. Very solid hull. It's just unfortunate that the guns get blasted apart so easily. Overlord missing a few shots there. Yeah, I don't think the Overlord is going to get disqualified this time, because it's already turning to keep the Nada Witch in range, and it's at a much less awkward angle than in the second round. Plus, really, I don't know. It might be, I was going to say that the recoil might be helping it turn, but with having guns forward and back, that might be just a wash. Not entirely sure. There are more guns available in the rear, so maybe that helps it turn. But yeah, the Nada Witch is just not going to be able to run away like it did in the second round and escape. The Overlord. Uh-oh, Nada Witch seems to have gone dead in the water. Yeah, its propellers are offline from somewhere. It's not going to be able to repair them this time. Like if its engine's gone. Yeah, I don't think it's going to pull a surprise disqualification out of its hat this time. Yeah, it's definitely not happening. The question is, will the Nada Witch go the distance a second time? It's going to be awfully close. But now that the Overlord isn't broadsiding it, it might very well do that. Well, it's also impossible for the Nada Witch to get a disqualification victory at this point. The Overlord will get saved by the bell. So yeah, it looks like this round is going to go to the Overlord as well, which gives it a 2-1 victory over the Nada Witch. Will be continuing on. I believe that's his 4th victory? Yeah, because it's episode 5 and it lost to the Tennessee. So yes, 4th victory out of 7 that it needs to become a champion. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Go ahead and check out all the stuff down in the description. Got my Discord and the forum link and Patreon, and there'll also be the Hall of Beauty votes for both of these vessels down there. So if you think it's they're deserving of being in the Hall of Beauty, you can go ahead, click that link, and click the yes. And if you don't think they deserve it, then go ahead and click that no button, because they have to get 85% yes votes to be inducted into the Hall of Beauty. And if they fail to do that, oh, it actually passed the time. It didn't stop at 10 minutes automatically, but whatever. So if 85% of the votes are yes, then they get inducted into the Hall of Beauty. And if they're a champion, they'll also enter the Hall of Fame, which gives them some perks and stuff when it comes to the postseason. So yeah, definitely go down there and vote one way or the other. What is going on with my mouse? It's just like sticking all of a sudden. It's all twitchy. That is weird. Oh well, whatever. I'll deal with it after the video. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.